watched last video, you probably heard this thing ticking the whole video, and most of y'all were probably yelling at me saying it was timing chain related, but I didn't know what it was. Well, the ticking got louder after that video, and after we stopped recording, it decided it wasn't going to run anymore while it was idling. It just shut off. So this video is going to be rebuilding the Rancher with some upgrades, because we got a box full of parts here. But y'all watch, y'all like, subscribe, enjoy, do all the things, you know? Well, after the Sabine ride, we had some casualties. Turns out those casualties were the timing chain tensioner, because I don't think I should be able to do that. And we watched it jump time, spun it over, it jumped time several times. But while we're in here, we got some other goodies for it, including that right there. We went with the 60%. We'll see how it does. And then the stator was going out last ride, so we got a new one of them, voltage regulator with it, our chain tensioner, the coolant sensor, because the fan's always been wired to a switch, and that feels sketchy and jank to me. And then the intake valve got bent when it jumped time, so we are going to see if we can't reuse this head and just put a new valve in it, but we'll see how that goes. Well, you can't tell the intake valve is bent, but there's just a shiny spot on it, and it did not pass the brake clean test. We sprayed brake clean in there and it poured right out. So, but it doesn't look like it's bent too bad. I'm hoping the head's okay. But we found I believe this is like for an LS, isn't it? This valve or this valve spring cool.
That's what we bought it for.
It slipped into the covering the keeper. I see me getting pinched very harshly here in a moment.
It could happen.
I think you can grab them.
What are we using for that?
Mm.
Didn't think that far ahead. Wow. Oh, it's strong enough, it's just kind of large.
Maybe a pick. I don't know. Valve spring tool worked, kind of, with a lot of things and stuff. So let's pop that valve out and see what it actually looks like. Well, never mind. Nope. And there it goes. It doesn't even really look bent, but it has to be. There we go.
Reference.
Go for it. Oh yeah, it's bent. Just barely, but enough to not run. Here's a new valve. Seems to seat a little bit better.
Definitely seems to move better up here at the top end.
Yeah.
Old professional lapping tool.
Yeah, the Milwaukee lapping tool. Mm-hmm. They may not know that they make those, but they do.
Take that out. See if we've got
any sort of marking on there.
It's definitely
you can hear it's doing something, yeah.
Definitely shiny. What's this valve seat look like?
I mean, maybe.
Looks like we made contact all the way around.
Alright. Alright. The valve is obviously no spring on there or anything, but I'm gonna hold it in place and go ahead and spray some brake clean in there.
Oh,
in the intake port. I mean, it seems to be a whole lot better than it was. I don't see anything.
The port's definitely full.
Well, I mean, better than it was.
Well, here's the proof. So it's definitely
holding brake clean.
Pretty thin liquid.
Yeah. All right.
Pro tip: stuff a rag in the dome of the combustion chamber to keep that from getting pushed in.
All right, now we're gonna struggle putting this back on. I don't think I'm gonna record that. Y'all understand how that works.
That was actually much more painless than we assumed it was going to be.
Because I put the camera down.
Pretty much.
The motor's got to make sure we look like idiots on camera.
Well, that's the goal.
All right.
One intake valve is replaced.
Nice and shiny in there.
Ooh, pretty.
Just in case y'all couldn't believe it, because I couldn't either, that exhaust port's full of brake clean. Somehow it did not get bent. Could not tell you how, because that timing chain tensioner is completely blown out. But, you know. Well, we're going to clean up this gasket surface and go ahead and throw the top end back together before we get down to all of the fun parts down here. And then later on, we got to do the fun parts down there and the swing arm bushings that haven't come in yet and a whole bunch of goodies because they've blown out. I'd say just a little bit. On the top side of that. Looks the same both sides. Yep. Looks like it to me. Head gasket is on. And it seems everything lines up. Hold on, let me flip it just to make sure there's no weird.
An extra hole shows up that wasn't there.
Yeah. That way. It is because there was through this push rod hole you can see. Watch. You see the metal? They're offset just a little bit.
So there is a top and a bottom.
There is a top and a bottom. That is important because it's not labeled. It's not on this gasket. All right. You're good. Completely forgot to get the video, but these 4 nuts are, you know, what holds your head down to the cylinder and everything. And make sure you torque those to 29 foot-pounds. That's
14 millimeter.
14 millimeter. Do a crisscross pattern. You don't want to go and somehow warp your head or something. But yup. Make sure it's all seated all the way around. Don't see any funny stuff going on. All right. Got that valve cover set on there. You may fight the valve springs and whatnot getting it down there flat, but don't forget your metal gasket. And then how many are there? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 millimeter bolts. And I know this one's much longer and these 2 are much shorter. I think the rest are all the same. Those all get torqued down to, I mean, if you have a torque wrench small enough to do inch pounds, you go 106 inch pounds or 9 foot-pounds, whatever works for you. Or just, you know, feel it out. But I've stripped a few in my day, so. Yeah. Well, usually there's a little divot right there and that nut has a punch into it, but somebody replaced these clutches and did not punch it in very well. So I'm going to hit it with the impact and we're going to see what happens. Actually, swivel socket. I'll tell you what size this is here in a minute when I look at the socket. That is a that was the tensioner. I don't care.
Okay. How about it went into the oil drain pan? Whatever it was.
Things escalated. Don't pull the cam out. The lifters will fall, and then you will pull the whole motor and flip it upside down to get the lifters back. But this will make it easier to do the stator and everything anyway. We're now working on timing, and it is set in time. About to put the tensioner on.
This damn Honda's got that shaking baby syndrome.
That makes tough babies. Look at Hayden. Well, we skipped a whole lot of steps because I got real anxious ended up having to get the lifters out because the lifters fell when I pulled the cam out. So we pulled the old motor, got the lifters back in there, cam, timing chain, tensioner, all the stuff. Obviously, it's not back together. Drive shafts aren't connected, coolant hoses, nothing like that. But, that's interesting. Anyway. Motor is much quieter. Progress. This is day 3 of working on it. We got another bag full of parts that came in. Already threw the new grips on because the old ones were quite destroyed. Quite ugly. So we got some ODI lock-on grips. Look nice. Got a taillight for it because I don't know what this crap is, but I don't like it. So we got an OEM taillight. We got a new throttle cable because this one's burnt and gets kind of sticky sometimes. But we're about to tackle the swing arm bushings right there. Well, I know this video skips around a lot, but we got the new swing arm bushings in there. I went ahead and deleted the rear brake lever, wherever it went back there, and all the cables because that's not going back on. I believe I'm actually about to shave down that drum and make my own rear brake delete because as far as I know, they don't make one for the OBS Hondas. I know they make them for the new bodies, but I haven't seen one for these, so that's what I'm about to do.